Teken is reg.
Okay. Alright, perfect. Let's do another past paper. Let's see how this one goes. QMI 1500, and we've got October, November 2016. 2-hour paper. Remember, good exam technique. Find 15 that you can do easily, quickly, without too much hassle. Right, so I would actually immediately go to the actual time value of money. Any time value of money question I would want to do, because it takes literally no time, because you're just plugging everything into this. Okay, the financial calculator. Alright, so that would be exam technique. Depending on how good your maths is, this might be easy or difficult. Let's draw it up. Okay, so now when you have that, 3 means to the power. Okay, so I need to expand everything. So this will be 4 to the power 3 over 3 to the power 3 times. Okay, remember, if you have a negative, it means bring that to the top, and a negative means bring that to the bottom. So this is going to come to the top, and that's going to go to the bottom. Okay, so this is going to be times 2 to the 3 over 5 to the 3. And then divide that. That's going to go to the denominator. 3 squared over, is that a 5?
Sorry, what it...
Looks like it a 5. It's not very well written.
Yeah.
It's probably a 5. What's wrong?
No, yeah, you can't really see.
It's very
what
small.
we're doing, yeah.
Yeah, so what's important though is this has a negative 2. So that goes to the bottom. And then this had a negative 3, which goes to the top. Okay. Alright, now I just need to do some simplification here. Okay, so let's multiply everything out. Okay, let's keep red, it's fine. Okay, so then 4, 3 2 to the 3 divided by 3, 3 and 5, 3. Okay, then obviously if I divide, so if I divide by 3 squared over 5 squared, I can times that by 5 squared over 3 squared. Remember, you can swap it around. So it's times 5 to the 2 over 3 to the 2. Okay, so now I've got things that are similar. Was this a 5? Oh, this was a 5. Okay, so now I can cancel 2 of them with that. There's 1 left. Those 2 I'll times together, so it'll be 5. Okay, so then that's 4. Oh, 4 to the 3. 4 to the 3. 4 can be written as 2 squared. Okay, 2 squared to the power 3. Okay, that's 4 cubed. 4 cubed is 2 squared to the power 3, which is 2 to the 6. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so I can write 2 to the 6 here. So 2 to the 6, which is that. 2 to the 6 plus 2 to the 3 gives you 2 to the 9. Over 3 cubed and 3 squared is 3 to the 5. And then 5 to the 1. Okay, do you need to do all of this? Yes, because they asked you for that.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's going to give me as an answer, what is that on the calculator? Can you just type that in? 2 to the 9 over 3 to the 5 times 5. What does that give you?
2 to the 9 times 3 to the 5. 2 to the 9 times 1244.
1, 2.
4.
Oh, no. Okay. 2 to the power 9 divided by open brackets. Divided by open brackets. Okay, 3 to the power 5 times 5 times, oh, delete. Okay, it's putting that as a exponent. Don't. Times 5. Close that bracket. There we go. like that.
Okay.
Gives me that. Okay, so 512 over 1215. Okay, so obviously looking at this, it's difficult. So what you should do is you should basically multiply all of these out to get answers. Okay, so 9 times 9 times 6 gives me 486 in the denominator. That one's out.
Okay.
Okay, 27 times 25 times 125 gives me 8. That's way out. Okay, 9 times 9 times 125 gives you that. Okay, I think the best option here, because these are all strange numbers, to get a decimal. Decimal would be better. Okay, because this is not helping either, because the denominators are different. Okay, so 12 over 9. Let's use this. 12 over 9, 9 times 10 over 9 times 15 over 6 or 8? 6. 15 over 6 equals. Okay, that gives me 10. Okay, decimal. Gives me 3,703. Right, then the next one. Now, this is not a very nice question to do because they're giving you all these decimals. Well, numerators, denominators, all of that stuff. So 9 and over 25. 8 over 125. Okay, I get that answer, which is 0.05461. Okay, and then 12 over 9, 25 over 9, 8 over 125 gives you 32 over that as a decimal, 0.23703. Okay, and then here we had equals 64 over 27, 25 over 9, 8 over 125. That gives me that. Oh, there's it. There we go. Same. See?
Awesome.
So this one gives you 512 over 1215, which is equal to 0.42, which is the same as that. Okay, so it's option 4. Yeah, so not a nice question because you have to do lots of mathematics, but you get the right answer eventually. Okay, question 1, option 4. Okay, question 2 looks better. Okay, Mr. M invests 20 as part of 5% interest and part of it at 8%. If the total yearly interest is that, how much does he invest at each rate? Okay, so this is for how long? Total yearly interest. Okay, yearly interest. So it's simple interest. Okay, so simple interest. So the interest, simple interest is principal times rate times time. Okay, but obviously time's not really important here because you're looking at a year. Okay, so he's investing 20,000. Okay, so 20,000 times a simple interest rate of 5%, so 0.05. Okay, close brackets, plus, oh, hold on a sec. It's 20,000 being invested. So 20,000 minus X or minus Y. Let's use the Y because it's going to get confusing when I have two X's here. Okay, so 20,000 minus Y times 5%. Then if I add the 20,000, the Y actually, the Y is what I have, times it by the 8%, 0.08. Okay, must give me yearly interest of 1240. Okay, so you're basically taking 20,000. Whatever you take away from it, you're going to be investing that at 8%. Okay, you're going to invest some of it at 5% and some of it at 8%. Okay, so what do we get here? Let's check. 20,000 times 0.05 gives me 1,000. So 1,000 minus 0.05y plus 0.08y equals 1240. Alright, so I need to take this to that side, so I'm going to get 0.03 here, y equals 240 there. Okay, solve for y equals 240 divided by 0.03 gives me 8,000. Okay, so 8,000 is y. So 8,000 finance, okay, and 12,000 finance. Okay, so if I look at this, 20,000 minus 8,000 gives me 12,000. So it'll be 12,000 at 5% and 8,000 at 8%. Okay, we can check if that works. See, 8,000 times 8% gives me that 640. Okay, if I take 12,000, I times it by 5%, I get that. And if I add those two amounts together, I get the answer. Okay, so 8,000 at 8%.
It's option 3.
Yes, 12,000 at 5%, option 3.
Okay, this exam even starts difficult.
Yeah. But see, remember, no one says you have to start with question 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Okay, you can jump to question 30 and you can go backwards.
Yeah.
Right, as long as you cover all 30 questions in the 2 hours. Now, that's why I'm saying do the easy questions first. If you don't like these questions, leave it to the end.
Yeah.
Okay, there's no reason to do them now, as long as you do all of them in the 2 hours. Okay, what do they want here? Length. Okay, so a piece of timber is 273 centimeters long. Okay, so 273. It's cut into 3 pieces, A, B, and C in the ratio. Okay, so there's a ratio here, 3 to 7 to 11 ratio. Determine the length of the 3 pieces. Okay, that's easy. Right, so obviously the total is 3 plus 7 plus 11, right? It's 21. Okay, so A is going to be 3 over 21 times 273. Not so?
Yeah.
Okay, and then you do B and C and all of that. Okay, so let's work that out. Okay, copy, paste. Okay, so this is 7. This is 11. Okay, this would have been B, and that would have been C. Alright, this would have been 7. Oh, okay, really worked it out. Nice. And this would have been 11. Okay, so A is 39, B is 91, C is 143, option 2. Okay. Right, question 4. Question 4 is, how many ways can a painter choose any 3 of his 9 portraits to display in the art gallery? Okay, so out of 9, choose 3. Okay, that's a combination. Right, so you use that calculator, I'll use this one. Okay, so 9, choose 3. 84. Option 4. Alright, question 5 and 6 relates to this information. Okay, so the manager of C finds that when he sells his special meat at 30 per plate, he sells 150 plates per day. Okay, so price 30. Sales per day 150. Increasing the price to 35 drops the number of plates to 100. Okay. There is a linear relationship between the price of a plate and the demand. The demand is Y, the X is the price. Okay, so demand is Y, so that's Y. Price is X. Okay, so there's it there. Okay, so now I've got 2 points. Alright, so M equals Y2 minus Y1 over X2 minus X1. Okay, so I'll work out the M first. So let's work out the M. Okay, so I'm going to have 100 minus 150, close brackets, divided by open brackets, 35 minus 30, close brackets, equals, gives me an M. Okay, straight line graph. Does it make sense?
Yes.
Okay, minus 10. Alright, so the 10 is the A. That's the slope. Okay, I just need the B now. Alright, so Y equals minus 10x plus C, or plus B. Okay, so I'm going to put in one of those points. I'm going to put in the 100. 100 equals negative 10 times 35, close brackets, plus B. Okay, so that equals negative 350 plus B. Right, so 450 equals B. Okay, there we go. Alright, so now, okay, 2 data points. 2 data points, we just saw that there. 30 and 150. 30 and 150. X is 30, Y is 150. So that's option 4. 35 and 100, yes, option 4. Okay, so this is option 4. Right, and then question 6 asked about the slope, which was minus 10. Oh, so I even did too much. Okay, question 6 was minus 10, was option 2. Okay, so you don't have to worry about the B. I haven't worked out the B. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay, question 7. A company uses the quadratic function, that's the function, to represent the number of customers X weeks after the introduction of a new service. The number of new customers they can expect 4 weeks after introduction. Okay, so I just substitute in. Right, so Y equals negative 4 comma 5, open brackets, 4 squared, close brackets, plus 150 times 4, close brackets, equals. Let's see what we get. Copy, paste, 4 times 4, give an answer, 528. Not there. Did I substitute correctly? I hope so. Let's check. Negative 4, negative 4.5, negative 4.5 times 4 times 4. Yeah, that should be right. Let's just add a bracket here. Okay, so if I got a bracket there, oh, maybe let's put a bracket here as well. Let's put a bracket there. Let's see if that works out. Yeah, still 528. Okay, so there must be none above. Just work that out, please. Put 4 here and put 4 there on the calculator. And what do you get? Do you get 520? I hope so. If it is, then there's nothing wrong with our working. Okay, so none of the above. How much time do we still have left? Do you need to rush for the, what is the time there? 12:00?
12:08.
Oh, it's actually, I thought it's like later than that, because, well, okay, we're going really quickly through these then, I must say. Okay, great. Okay, so, number 8. Okay, let's just shrink this so we can see it. Okay, determine the values of A and B. There's the equation. Okay, that's a quadratic equation because it's squared. Right, so basically we just need to find the equation for the quadratic. Alright, so a horse is traveling along a road. The distance from P on the road is measured at different times, okay? The distances are recorded in the table. Okay, so you've got time, you've got distance. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you've got distance in meters. Okay, 10. Alright, so then, okay, we're going to need 2 points here. Okay, so dt will be y equals a x squared. I'm just replacing the t's with an x, plus bx plus 5. Alright, so that means I need to plug in 2 values. I'm going to use the first value. Okay, so if I use y, okay, t is the time, hey?
Yeah.
Yes, so t is the x, so that'll be 1. Okay, so the y is the 10. So 10 equals a brackets 1 squared plus b of 1, close brackets, plus 5. Okay, there's one equation. I need another one. Okay, so the other equation, I'm going to use this one. 17 and 2. 17 there. 2 squared, 2 times b. Right, let's simplify this. So 10 equals a plus b plus 5. Right, so 5 equals a plus b. Right, this side, 17 equals 2 squared is 4, so 4a plus 2b plus 5. Take the 5 across, 12 equals 4a plus 2b. Right, now I need to simplify. So let me use this first equation. I'm going to make a the subject. So 5 minus b equals a. Right, then I'm going to take that and I'm going to plug it in. Right, so then 12 equals 4 open brackets 5 minus b close brackets plus 2b. 12 equals 5 times 4 is 20 minus 4 times b is 4b plus 2b. Okay, minus 4b plus 2b is minus 2b, so take 2b that side. Okay, 20 minus 12 is 8. B equals 4.
Okay.
Okay, if b equals 4, plug it back in. Plug that into this now. Alright, so 5 minus 4 equals a. A equals 1. Right, so now I've got a is 1, b is 4. A is 1, b is 4, option 1. Okay, so now I can write down the equation. Okay, well, they've given it to you there. Actually, there's it there. Okay. Alright, so turning point. How do I find the turning point? X equals minus b over 2a. Question 9. X equals minus b over 2a. Okay, what's b? Minus
5.
Minus 5. Yeah, minus 5 over 2a. 2 times a. What is a? 3. Okay, so that's negative, and a negative is a positive, so it's 5 over 6. 5 over 6. 5 over 6, not given here, so none of the above. I hope I did that right. Let's just check. Oh, what am I doing? I'm putting in a 5. Where did I get the 5 from? B is -7. Sorry. Bad. I don't know why I wrote 5. Okay, it's minus 7. Okay, because the equation is 3x squared minus 7x plus 4. So the B, that's the B. Does it make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so negative 7 over 2 times 3. Okay, so that should have been plus 7 over 6. Right, so now how am I going to get the y? Y equals 3x squared minus 7x plus 4 sub in 7 over 6 to get y. Okay, so let's see. Y equals, it's going to be 3 times 7 divided by 6 times 7 divided by 6, close brackets, minus 7 times 7 divided by 6 plus 4 equals that. Um, 7 divided by 6, it's probably 3. Let's just check that. 1 over 2. 1 divided by 12 is that, yes. Oh, but it's a negative, not a positive. Did I put that in correctly? Let's check my formula. 3 times 7 over 6. A positive, a negative of a negative is a positive. 2 times 3, it's positive. So 7 over 6 times 7 over 6 minus 7 times that. Oh, maybe this should have been in brackets. Let's put more brackets just in case. Yeah, still positive. Still negative, I mean. Plus 4, hey? Yeah, it's plus 4. Okay, so then it's not this one. 7 over 6 is correct. Alright, but it's 7 over 6. So the answer should be 7 over 6 and negative 1 over 12. That's what you should be getting.
Okay, so none of the above.
So, see, this is a plus 12, see?
Yes.
Not a minus 1 over 12. It would have been this if that was a negative, not a positive.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not. So then I would go with none of the above. Okay.
I hate it when they have none
Yeah.
of the above.
Option 5. Okay, because of the sign. Okay, because I did have the right. Let's just double check. Yeah, positive. Positives. It's 7 over 6. Yeah, so that's correct. It's just when you plug it in. On your calculator, can you plug in 7 over 6 there? And can you plug in 7 over 6 there? Okay, and see what you get. Do we get a positive or a negative? Is it a positive or a negative?
Oh no, wait. How do you want me to plug it in?
Just substitute. So 3 bracket 7 over 6 squared minus 7 bracket 7 over 6 plus 4.
Over 6 squared.
Yeah, this 7 over 6 is squared.
Oh,
Where's the other calculator?
there.
Oh. Yeah, I get the same thing. It's negative. It's definitely a negative, not a positive.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, so that means it is none of the above because this should have been negative 1 over 12, not positive 1 over 12. Okay. Is that right?
Yes.
Makes sense. Okay, so yeah, so it's definitely none of the above. Right, 10. Lucy pays 500 in advance on her account for a favorite magazine. each time she receives a copy of the magazine, 20 is deducted from the account. Okay, so paying in advance, PV is 500. Every month, 20 is deducted. That's the payment. A linear relationship exists between the value of her account and the number of copies she received. Linear equation represented by M remaining in her account after X magazines. So they're just asking you to take this and make it maths. Okay, so you don't have to use this. Okay, so start with 500 and subtract 20 each time. Okay, so which formula are we going to use? We're going to start with 500 and we're going to subtract 20 each time, so M. Okay, start with 500, subtract minus 20 depending on X, however many magazines have been issued. Option 4. Okay, that's actually an easy one. Let's just interpret. Does it make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Just swap it around.
Yeah, just swap it around. Okay, question 11. I think let's do half of this exam and then you can try to do the rest for next week. Okay, the rest of this half. And then we can finish off this half and then we can do May, June 2016 next week.
Okay.
Right, and that covers another past paper.
Okay.
Alright, so Mel has 2 part-time jobs. 1 week she earns that by working on lawns for 10 hours and making deliveries for 7 hours. Okay, so we need to write this down. Okay, so 2 jobs. 1 week she earns 1 week, so week 1. Week 1 she earns 1053,10 for 10 hours. And that was for the lawns. Okay, then deliveries. See, with a question like this, you need to visualize what's happening.
Yeah.
How much? 7 hours. Okay, the previous week, so week before, she earned 1000,65 for 9 hours on the lawns and 8 hours doing deliveries. Okay, let X be the amount of money she earned on the lawns. Okay, so X is the amount that she earned on the lawns and Y is the amount that she earned on the deliveries. Okay, the simultaneous equation suitable for this problem is as follows. Okay. Alright, so the first equation is that's the first equation. Alright, so 1053,10 equals 10 hours of X plus 7 hours of Y. There's the one. Okay, then the other one would have been 65 equals 9x plus 8y. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so which simultaneous equations do we need? 10x plus 7y equals 153,10. That's correct. 9x plus 8y equals that's correct. Option 1. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Right, number 12. T has 420 to spend on the amusement park. It costs her 35 Rand to enter the park. It'll cost her 25 per ride, 15 to play games. Which inequality represents the correct number of possible rides and games that she can go on? Okay, so we need to write this down again. Okay, so 420 total. Okay, for the amusement park. Costs her, rides is R. Rides is R. So it costs her 35 to enter the park. So 35 to enter. Okay, so what does she have left afterwards? It'll be 420 minus 35. Okay, 385. So that's how much he has left over for rides and for games. Okay, rides is 25R plus games is 15G. Okay, and that must be less than or equal to what she has left, the 385. Oh, what happened to the, there's it. Less than or equal to the 385. Okay, so 25R plus 15G less than or equal to 3, option 2. Okay. Not too bad, hey? Yeah. Alright, so you're just reading and you're interpreting. Okay, because when I read this, I can see 420 is what she's got. She spends 35 in the entrance fee. Okay, so 420 total minus 35 to enter gives you 385. The 385 needs to provide for the rides and the games. Okay, 25 Rand per ride, so 25 Rand times the ride. 15 Rand per game, 15 times the game. Okay, must be less than the 385. It's just interpreting English, making maths. Okay. Alright, this one, the same thing applies here. Okay, take the English, make it into maths. Right, so Sharp Razor manufactures 2 types of electric shavers. Okay, 2 types. So type 1, type 2. Okay, let's draw a picture for this. One shaver is cordless and requires 5 hours to make. Okay, so 5 hours to make. The other shaver has electric cord and takes 3 hours to make. 3 hours to make. The company has 16 work hours per day. 16 hours in total. Yeah, I'm just reading, writing down. The dispatch department can pack and ship at most 300 shavers per day. Okay, so dispatch, max 300 per day. Let X be the number of cordless shavers per day and Y be the number of corded. Okay, so the type 1 was the wireless. So that was the X.
No, that's Y.
X is the cordless. One shaver is cordless. 5 hours to make. That's the X. And then that's the Y. The Y has the cord. Okay, so cordless, corded. What else? That's it. Choose the selection of inequalities. Okay, so then this would be 5x plus 3y must be less than or equal to 16 hours. Okay, in terms of dispatch, x plus y must be less than or equal to 300. Okay. 5x plus 3y less than or equal to 16. Okay, x plus y greater than that? No, must be less than. So there, 5x plus 3y less than 16, x plus y less than or equal to. Okay, x plus y less than or equal to 300. Yeah, option 4. Okay. 14. D receives that when making out a loan at a simple discount rate. Okay, very important. The simple discount rate. Okay, go to page, I think it's 20. Okay, where's the simple discount rate? There's it. Okay, when they say simple discount, there's the simple discount rate. You copy that, you paste it, and then you use it. Here we. Okay, so D receives that. So receives that when taking out a loan. Okay, so if I'm taking out a loan, the loan has to be repaid in 8 months' time. The amount that he has to repay. Okay, so PV is the 12,650 equals the FV or the S brackets 1 minus the dt. Discount rate is 0.125 times the time. What is the time? 8 months, so 8 over 12. Close brackets. Okay, so all I need to do is take that to this side. If it's times on the right, it'll be divide on the left. Okay, so this is what I'm going to have to work out on the calculator. Okay. Right, so he's going to pay 13,800, option 3. Save. Is that right? Okay, so it's just mathematics using the formula. I wrote down the formula because I saw discount rate. Discount rate means D. Write down the formula, read the question, plug in the values, solve for the unknown.
I just struggle with simple interest rate. I thought it was easy, but
it is easy, but it's a mathematical calculation that you have to use. Right, you just have to plug in the values, like I did there. Take everything to the left. See, multiply on the right, take to the left becomes divide.
Yes.
Okay, so you divide the brackets. Okay, 15. The difference between the compound interest on 5,000 for 1.5 years. Okay, so we've got 2 here. So option 1, option 2. Right, so option 1 is PV 5,000 for 1.5 years, so 1,5 years, at a rate of 40% compounded annually. So I equals 14%. Round it to the nearest 10 cents. Okay, so solve for FE. Right, so let's see what FE is here. Rate 14%. The N 1.5 years. The PV 5,000. Okay, it gives me that future value. Okay, so now I'm going to do the same thing, but compounded half yearly. So half yearly means times 2. 3 half years. Okay, this means divide by 2. Means 7%. Okay, so times by 2, divide by 2. Gives me that. Okay, difference is this minus that. 39.28. Option 4. Sure. I'm on fire today. What's the time? Okay, when is your party starting today?
I actually need to make everything. So
Yeah, so I think let's end here then. Okay,
but
so
wait,
that's...
you to wait for me.
Okay. Right, so yeah, you have to do 2 calculations because they asked you for the difference. Yeah, so they're asking you to look at 5,000, take 5,000, compound it at 14%, take 5,000, compound it at semi-annual 14%. Yeah, so you have to work out the difference. Make sense?
No, yes.
Okay, perfect. Alright, let's save that. Let's save the video and the audio, and then I'll put them together and then upload video, and then you can obviously watch this again if you need to. We'll finish the rest of the paper next week.